partner in crime today? Just chilling. Good morning, Lori. Morning, Bart. Morning, Carolyn. Morning, Michelle. Now, should I take it personally that when I show up on screen, no hearts or thumbs up go up, but when I show my dog, a bunch of them do? Like, am I arrogant? Am I probably too self-conscious? Good morning, Ron. Morning, Jen. Guys, it's so good to be with you. Doris! Oh, it's awesome. Just another Tuesday. Good morning. And I gotta tell you, me, the staff, Julie, Brian, Daniel, Rob, Mark, Scott, all of us, Lauren, we just get together and we're just amazed. You know, what God has done over the past year, what he's doing in us, each as individuals, but then that we get to serve at this church for this time and this season with you. And it's just unbelievable. And so I want to say thank you so much. And this morning, you know, we engaged back into the week, and Lynn and I were talking last night. You know, kids had an amazing experience at camp and come back, and it's 4th of July weekend, and it's barbecues, and it's swimming, and it's a lot of sun, and maybe you had the same experience. And so then there's this kind of dread that, most of the time it's Monday, but this time Tuesday is coming. And last night there was just kind of this collective, like, maybe like almost like a dark cloud that settled over our house that was like, man, and we knew it's going to be hard to plug back in. And this morning just struck Lynn and I, we're sitting talking around the breakfast table of just, you know, it is that way when we kind of think that things should be different and we don't think consciously that today is the day that the Lord has made. And what I mean by that is what ends up subtly happening is we live each day in this kind of dread and drudgery of like, another day. And we're always just kind of like idolizing and honestly sinfully fantasizing about being on that beach or in that place. And it's not bad to have 3-day weekends. It's not bad to have vacations. It's not bad to have those things. It's bad to live for them because we live for Jesus. And so instead, seeing each day for what it is, that it's a gift, and this is where God's put me today. Even if it's a hard place he's put me today, even if it's a grieving place, even if it's a melancholy place, that this is where God's put me. And it's in those little insignificant days that maybe we make the most significant contributions to our heart and to our walk with Jesus, to where we see him not just in the peaks and the valleys, but just in the midst of the ordinary. It's kind of like this: if we only had a relationship with others, with our spouse, with our kids, with our friends at like these highs, we're like, we're going on a trip, or it's our honeymoon, or we're out on a date night. If those are the only times that we connect, we should enjoy those times. We should connect in those times. We do need those moments of celebration, but there's a lot of space in between. And the question is in that space in between, what am I to do? And Jesus says in Matthew chapter 6 that there's this anxiety that builds. And one of the reasons I think that anxiety builds is that we do have this longing, but we think that longing is for the next thing or the next experience. And Jesus says, listen, your Father knows what you need. He knows you need these experiences. He knows you need these things. So today, seek first his kingdom, and all these things will be added to you. It's kind of like that moment where you kind of wake up and look around and go, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe it's July. We're closer to Christmas than we are far away from it. Where did the time go? Where's the summer going? And just day by day following Christ, day by day being changed, day by day looking a little bit more like him and being one day closer to being with him. And so today, in those small things, don't worry about tomorrow, for today has enough trouble of its own. For today is where God's put us. For today is the day that he's given us to rejoice and be glad in it. I love that Psalm 118 says that, but if you read it in full context, the psalmist is saying, man, today's kind of a tough drudgery. I've had some scars and gotten beaten up, and I've fallen down a few times, but in all of that, I've seen the Lord show up time and time again, that he's so faithful and so good. And then he picks me up, dusts me off, and says, start anew. And so each morning we get a chance to start anew. So it is a new day, new week, new month, new time, same Jesus. And that's so comforting. God, thank you so much that you've given us today. You've numbered our days. You've counted the hairs on our head, that you've given us our gifts, that you've ordained our steps, God and Father, and all of that, Lord. I say it, but I want to believe it. I want to live it. I want to know it. God, I want to see each moment as an opportunity to worship you or lament with you, to praise you or to petition you. And God, I pray that you would just mold and shape each of our hearts. Help us to see these next 24 hours for what they are, these 24 hours. And in doing so, God, that we would slowly begin to release our control, our anxiety, our desperation for whatever that thing is. And instead, we wouldn't find a thing, we would find you. So God, be with us today. Help us as we jump back in to not jump past you, to not miss you, to not be moving so fast that you're a blur. But God, that we would be still and know that you are God. That you are good and you do good. That you are love and you do love us. And it's in your Son's name I pray. Amen. Love you guys. I'm praying for you. Pray for me. Awesome week coming up. A lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts. Just so excited. Hope to see you on Sunday.